Other interesting business news, yeah, Starbucks sales dropped for the second quarter in a row as people start to realize you do not need a glorified candy bar in a cup, which, let's be honest, that's 99.9987% of all Starbucks products. I mean, to me, the only value add of Starbucks, the whole quote unquote experience, he's got a clean office setting for if you're in between meetings and you're on the road, like you're a sales rep like myself, and you're in between two appointments, you need, let's say you got 30 minutes to an hour downtime. Well, take a laptop, go there, use your cell phone for hotspot, and just obviously common courtesy. Well, it's too common now. If you occupy it, you're supposed to be, a good person. You buy something from them, so that way you're not just stealing their free space. So, I mean, truth be told, I usually get was it the Pike's Place, where the cheap black coffee is, and it does taste pretty good. But in the rare instances where I do buy it, I only do it because of the value prop to be able to work on the road more efficiently than just doing it in my car. So it is 110% a luxury. That be saying, Charles, the founder, is a genius, and the company's historically the most successful coffee company in history. One of my favorite books last year I read was Onward by Charles. Onward by Howard Schultz, who's the founder of Starbucks, and he's come back as the CEO multiple times to fix the company when things have gone bad. Can't help but think maybe third time's a charm. He might come back to fix it a third time. Now, their stock is not doing great as well. Now, going to their stock, historically speaking, again, not financial advice. Most companies over time do increase in value, and historically, yeah, doing pretty good, up 310%. Currently trading for $79.09 per share. Granted, of course, not financial advice. By the time this video is rendered and uploaded, price will change because that's what the stock market does. Now, going to the past 5 years, though, that's pretty damn bad. Remember, the S&P 500 on average grows around 19% year over year on average. And again, if you're not into finances, S&P 500 is just a mix of the 500 stocks that are agreed to most represent the economy. And again, past 5 years, this is down 21%. So it's not crashing, but I mean, you see these hills and valleys. This is pretty sporadic. So it looks like it went down all the way to $61 in 2020, peaked around $122 in 2021, and just ups and downs, ups and downs. Now, in the past 1 year, that's rough. It's down 24.63%. Year to date is down 18.93%. Past month, a little all over the place, but on average, it's down 1.58%. Last week, it actually increased by 1%. And looking here, I don't see any dividends, so it's not even an incentive to keep it if you were to buy the stock. But again, not financial advice. Now, diving into the article, we're going to use our good old OG search engine, Yahoo Finance, which, fascinatingly enough, was the dominant search engine for a period in history. Now, this is coming to us thanks to a writer by the name of Brooke DePalma over there. She says, quote, Starbucks reports another quarter of sales decline, reaffirming guidance. See if they got a cool Starbucks logo we can throw up on the screen here. Got some cool graphs. So they say, quote, Starbucks missed the mark on sales again as reported in its numbers after the market closed. Q3 revenue, because again, it looks like their fiscal Q3 is not the calendar Q3. They say that their fiscal Q3 revenue fell 1% to $9.1 billion, lower than the expectation of $9.2 billion per Bloomberg consensus estimates. Global same-store sales declined for the second quarter in a row, down 3%, while overall foot traffic fell 5%, which, again, if you're a brick and mortar, I mean, foot traffic is key. Again, direct correlation to sales, you get more foot traffic. So for them to have decreasing foot traffic, that's even worse. They note that the adjusted earnings per share came in at 93 cents compared to the estimates of 92 cents. In the earnings call, CEO Laxman Narasimhan, not intentionally trying to butcher that name, said, quote, they said the customer environment was complex, saying the company is doing all it can to regain its footing as a premium player. He said that he has, quote, full confidence in the long-term potential of Starbucks worldwide. He continued to say, quote, we are not satisfied with the results, but our actions are making an impact. Key indicators are, quote, trending in the right direction and are runaway for a long improvement. Which people bought what he said because its shares popped 2% after that speech there. Now they say, while Starbucks missed its earnings numbers, the results were still better than feared. With reaffirming guidance, the shares are up 6% after hours, actually. Pulling up there, here's a nice little chart of the revenues throughout the years. Or it actually breaks it down in quarters. They also know that same-store sales are declined 2%, while the average check is up 4%, which they admitted was in part due to menu increasing their prices and also, inflation. And they also had some promotional offers that offset that as well. CEO continued to say, quote, "We are operating in a challenging consumer environment. We see volume increase at home in our ready-to-drink business as consumers opt for groceries over eating out," which, that is quote-unquote easy. I always debate how much of their sales from in-store sales are lost because people buy Starbucks products from brick-and-mortar stores like Walmart and you just create the product at home, or if that's just an entirely different customer altogether. That's always an interesting debate I have with my friends. We have some very unusual debates, believe it or not. So it'll be interesting. Of course, they're also blaming the economy, which, this is unprecedented economic and political uncertainty, and no one on the planet needs a Starbucks. Is in some way, say, a nice treat. I understand it's high quality materials, but there are a lot of things working not in Starbucks' favors, including increasing the cost of goods sold by having increased cost of labor. The unions are spreading, which inevitably increase the cost while decreasing efficiencies. And you also have, is interesting enough, they didn't really mention it in the article, but you do have some protests at the company. A great example of the ineptitudes of unions representing the company, and they shouldn't. Well, the Starbucks unions, they praise Hamas. Yeah, that caused a big backlash because, of course, praising terrorism is mentally and morally vacuous, obviously, and many people chose Starbucks, not to shop at Starbucks because, hey, why would I support that union that works there when they're praising such evil things? Yep, that's a good reason to boycott them. So a lot of people started boycott Starbucks. They're still trying to sell premium products. You're being boycotted more and more. And there are some people critiquing them because they still operate in Israel, which many people think is that's a cultural and political thing that many people are calling for boycotts just because of that. And that's not, I mean, things are not the best at Starbucks. I wonder if the founder will come back and fix the company for that third time. I mean, you saw that, just that the stock, and again, stock's not a perfect barometer for company performance, but historically, it is one of the indicators people look at. And that 5-year trend is quite concerning. And it'd be interesting to see what they're going to try to pivot to in terms of, again, getting people in the door to buy more products. I mean, they're bolstering their app because the Starbucks app is growing in their sales. So I mean, that's going well for them as every company becomes an IT company inevitably. But I mean, when was the last time you honestly bought a Starbucks, or you actually went there and you purchased one of those? I'm trying to think. Last time I had was it Q1? I'm trying to think. I remember I had a meeting in Fort Worth, Texas, or some people call it Texas, and I had a couple of minutes between a couple of meetings. So I think I had an hour between meetings. I took my laptop in, obviously got the Pike's Place, but what was that, Q1? Granted, I'm not a great barometer for the economy. I'm pretty frugal, except when it comes to funding the businesses. But let me know in the comments. When's the last time you actually went to Starbucks, and do you think they'll be able to turn around their sales this fiscal year? Let me know, because as always, it'd be fascinating to hear what you have to say. Thank you, everyone, for taking the time to tune in today. Again, trying to get to 4,000 subscribers by the end of the month. So if you could click that button, I would greatly appreciate it. Also, giving me a thumbs up or thumbs down or comment is a great way to give me some additional feedback, letting me know how I can make the show better and better. Lastly, don't forget to take the time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone and everyone. Just stay safe, fight the good fight.